Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Under Armour Curry Flow 8. So this is of course Stephen Curry's 8th signature shoe with Under Armour, and it's his first signature shoe with his own brand. Of course we can tell by his new logo that he kind of like rebranded himself and he started kind of like his own company under Under Armour. Under Armour. Anyways, kind of just like how Michael Jordan started Jordan brand under Nike. You know, Nike still owns Jordan brand, but then it's kind of like its own entity, right? So it's pretty dope what he's doing, and the logo is definitely growing on me. You know, at first I really didn't like it, but now I feel like I like it a little bit more. I still feel like his old logo looks a little bit better, you know, like I still really like how it's SC for Stephen Curry, and then it can also be a 30 for his number. But anyways, this shoe is going for $160, which is slightly, actually pretty damn expensive. But of course it is Stephen Curry, so the price is justifiable. If you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box, and shout out to eSpay for these shoes. But let's get it started off with the trazione. So of course the big thing on the Curry 8 is that there is no rubber. So how does it feel? Right, so I just got these in and then I tried it on my wood floors and it is absolutely insane. Of course, this is not the first time I've tried a shoe or like a basketball shoe with only foam, right? So I tried the brand black, I believe it was called the Blackhawk, and that shoe didn't have any outsole. It was just the foam, and it kind of had like an aero traction pattern. It was kind of interesting, and that shoe had an insane bite, and that's what I said in the review. But then the durability was terrible. The outsole ripped off, the actual nubs were ripping off as well, and I did not play with that outdoors. It was just indoor use. So of course that does raise the question for durability on the Curry 8, right? And since there is no indoor court available, they're shutting everything down again. I'm probably going to be playing outside with this, and I don't think it's gonna go too well, guys. You know, outdoor use, I'll probably run through this in like 2 days. Hopefully it's different though. Hopefully, you know, they did something with the compound. Obviously Under Armour knows what they're doing most of the time, right? For example, the Curry 6, they did have that little fiasco, you know, with the outsole ripping off like crazy, and a lot of you guys experienced it as well. And they did fix it, you know, in most of their Curry 6 models, this is actually filled in and it is a one-piece outsole. But then the first release, it was actually exposed here. They did mess up with that a little bit, but of course, traditionally, most basketball shoes have a rubber outsole, so they are changing it up a lot here. And in their original like leaked tech specs of the Curry 8, they did say it had like 38% more traction or something like that. And I definitely agree. The stop is absolutely insane. So I'm super excited to try it out. But again, I'm very, very worried about the durability. Like it's super soft. The grooves aren't the deepest. I would just say it's like normal depths. And there's no way foam is more durable than rubber. So I don't know, we'll have to see. Here in the middle of the outsole, we have a plastic midfoot shank plate. And then as far as the heel to toe transition goes, it's actually very, very smooth. I really like the shape here in the heel. It reminds me a lot of the 0.2. It curves up a lot, it protrudes out a little bit, and it's just a very smooth feeling, and you have a good amount of heel compression, which we'll get into. It also feels really, really good here in the forefoot, right? It curves up a lot. It reminds me of the Puma Clyde All Pro, you know? It's just a crazy curved shape here in the forefoot, and when you put a little bit of weight here in the toe, it really wants to propel you forward, and I really like that. You know, here in the Curry 7, it still has a very nice shape, but I don't think it's as curved. It comes up a good amount more here in the Curry 8, so that feels great. And you have a lot of forefoot flex. Look at that. It's just a super smooth feeling shoe so far, and the heel to toe transition feels very, very good. Moving on to the cushioning setup, so they're calling this the Under Armour Flow, and it's full length, of course, and it's literally just the cushion, you know, like I said, there's no outsole or anything. And not to mention, like I feel like they could have put some like rubber panels, you know, like in the Epic Reacts. It's basically all midsole, but then in some places, like in the highway area, there's just a little bit of rubber. You know, I feel like they could have done that. Maybe it wouldn't have as good traction as this, because this traction seems really good. But anyways, the cushion, you feel super low to the ground, especially here in the forefoot. The heel, it comes up a little bit more, so you definitely do have an offset, and it feels pretty damn nice. Comparing it to like the Curry 7 and the Curry 6, which of course was using hover and micro G, it's definitely, it was pretty damn stiff here, you know, in the 6 and the 7. But the 8, it definitely feels soft. There's a good amount of compression here in the heel, and when I was walking around, it felt soft. But then I was jogging around in it a little bit in my living room, and it feels kind of bouncy. You know, there's a nice little rebound back. And thank you, Under Armour, and thank you, Steph Curry, for making a nice cushioning setup. The Curry line has come a long way. The underfoot cushioning though isn't the best. Like here in the insole, it feels just like a regular Ortholite insole. There is a pretty cool graphic on it, and it says Curry, and there's like a little paragraph of words there. And then underneath the insole, of course, we have the strobo board, and the strobo board is kind of stiff, you know, so you can't really feel the very soft flow cushion underneath your foot as much. Hopefully that breaks in a little bit, but I'm a little doubtful on that, because like if you feel the actual cushion is pretty damn soft. So I wish you could feel that a little bit more underneath your foot, but for the most part, it feels pretty damn nice. I'm very excited about it. Moving on to the materials, so they have a full-on knit material, and it's a little bit different than the Curry 6, right? So the Curry 6 here in the toe box, there's really no ventilation holes, and you have a good amount of like fuse, or I guess synthetic leather overlays here in the toe box. Here in the Curry 7, of course, they did take a huge step back in the material department. It was a mesh material. You needed to break it in a little bit because it was kind of stiff, gave you a little bit of pinching. For the most part, it was nice, you know, but of course it doesn't feel as nice and as comfortable as a knit material, right? So the shoe has a one booty upper. There is no tongue. And then here in the ankle collar area, you have a very stretchy knit. And of course, you have two pull tabs, one here where the tongue's supposed to be, and one here in the back of the heel. You just pull it open, stretch out the materials. Super easy shoe to put on, and it basically feels like a slipper, right? So you just open it up, slide your foot in, and it feels great. Here where the tongue's supposed to be, we have a very stretchy knit, which feels great, right? So most of the time, I like to have a very like thick and plush tongue, you know, with a lot of padding, kind of like in the Zoom Freak 2s. But then I don't really mind it here. Like there's no padding really at all in this upper, but I absolutely love the feeling of the stretchy knit, like kind of going over my foot. And then here in the toe box area, it's a very thin material. It kind of reminds me of like the Epic Reacts, where, you know, you kind of have ventilation holes. Not really, because it feels like there's an underlaying material. And then when you blow through it, there's not a whole lot of airflow, but for the most part, it's a very thin material. Here on the lateral and medial side of the shoe, we just have a synthetic overlay. Of course, that's going to help with lateral containment. We have Steph Curry's logo here in the heel, and then here in the heel, we have an external TPU heel counter with this kind of like cool star design. And then on top of that, it says Curry here on this pull tab. So materials are great. I absolutely love what they did. And also another thing that feels awesome is this Achilles pillow. It's just one Achilles pad. It's very thick, very plush. It keeps your heel locked down, and it just feels awesome. Also, another thing that I like here in the toe box is that if you look where the highway area is, you know, kind of like here in the Curry 6, when you do toe drags, you know, most shoes have fuse to add extra durability. You know, obviously if you do toe drags, the Curry 8 doesn't have any fuse, but then you can see that the knit material is more tightly woven here at the edge of the toe for extra added durability. All right, moving on to the fit, I went true to size, and it fits me very snug. Actually, pretty damn short as well. So the Curry 8 definitely runs a little short, so I would recommend going up half a size if you want a good fit. Just be careful going true to size, because it'll be super snug, and even for me, it's a little uncomfortable lengthwise. So for the most part, go up half a size. If you have a wide foot or you like to have a roomier fit in your shoes, I would suggest going up a full size or maybe even a size and a half. That's how snug these shoes are. And then it reminds me of like the KD13 and the Kyrie 7. You know, here in the toe box, it's just really, really snug, which I liked. But then I feel like, you know, since it is a knit material, it'll probably stretch out, so I'm not super worried about that. And then here in the midfoot, it definitely stays narrow, and like I said, I really like how this stretchy material where the tongue's supposed to be stretches over my foot. So the overall fit is very, very nice for me right now. It's just a little short in my opinion. All right, as for support in lockdown, lateral containment, I feel like it's going to be very, very good. You know, I've never actually had an issue with support or lockdown in any Curry. The foam does come up acting like a sidewall, and like I said, you have the synthetic material caging you. All right, moving on to the weight. So the Curry 8, Under Armour really wants us to know that this shoe is very, very lightweight. They keep saying that in their tech specs, and Curry shoes have never been heavy. You know, they've always been super lightweight, like a lot lighter than normal. So when we saw the leaks, they said a size 10 or 10 and a half was like 9 or 10 ounces, I believe. So I was like, damn, that's super light. And I'm very, very curious, you know, it feels very light in hand. Let's see. Ooh, 12.58 ounces. That is very, very light. Let's check the Curry 7. The Curry 7 wasn't that heavy, right? So 11.82 ounces. And then the Curry 6 is probably around there as well. 10.83 ounces. Really? Just like the same, not the same, but it's like 0.3 ounces. Not a huge deal. So yeah, I mean, like, you know, they were boasting at how light the Curry 8 was, which it definitely is light. But, you know, I mean, the Curry 6, even the Curry 5 was super light. The Curry 4 was very light as well. And same with the Curry 2. The Curry 3, not so much. It's nothing revolutionary. Like if it was 8 ounces or 9 ounces, I would have been like, damn, that's crazy. But you know, 10.58 ounces, like I said, very, very light, but it's nothing new in Curry's line. All right, moving on to the aesthetics. I really like how the shoe looks. You know, for some reason, a lot of you guys don't like it. A lot of you guys said it looks like Skechers, it looks like running shoes or whatever. So tell us what you guys think aesthetically down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, for my first impressions, I'm super duper excited about this shoe. It feels awesome on foot, you know, lightweight, minimal, supportive. Materials are super duper comfortable. Cushion feels awesome, traction feels awesome, and there's really nothing I can say bad about the shoe right now besides like the durability of the traction. Of course, I don't know anything about that yet, but we can only assume, right, that it's not going to be good. So yeah, the Curry 8 I'm very impressed with so far. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.